Hey, welcome back to another exciting episode of Sonona Speaks Seminars with Coffee Talk with the Listing Pros. My name is Joe Sonona. I'm your host this week, and we have two special guests with us, and that is Tyler Meigel and Mike LaCava of the Meigel team or Meigel LaCava team of Realty USA. How are you guys?
Doing good, man. How are you?
Very good, very good. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you so much.
How long have you been in real estate? Let's start with that question.
So I have been an actual agent for about 2 years now, a little over 2 years. A little before that, I actually had my own wholesaling company for 3 years, right out of college, and just kind of fell in love with real estate. I was kind of focused on wholesaling at first, and want to give a better option to potential clients out there. So I got my license, and then kind of went full time with being an agent.
And I fairly new. I'm 9 months in.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm 9 months in. I got my license back in end of May of last year. But to recap, the reason why we joined up is because we've been best friends since we were 4 years old. There's actually a picture. If you check out our Instagram, there's a picture on our Instagram of me and him walking into preschool together.
So that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, a picture of us walking into preschool together, and then we were friends for the rest of our lives. We were college roommates, and then then we decided to go do business together. He convinced me to get my license. I was already out of college. I got a job at like a short sale company called Realty Warehouse over in Melville, and so I had my foot in the door with real estate, and I caught a liking to it, and then he started to do become an agent, do his thing. And I saw what he was doing. So I wound up getting my license, partnering up with him, and, the rest is history.
Okay.
Good solid friendship. That's it. I discovered you through Instagram.
Yeah.
And I've been seeing all your ads, all your videos, and which, by the way, very quite impressive.
Thank you.
I love your synergy between the two of you of how you list properties and what you do to get them sold and your technology. So let's talk about that. What is your secret sauce for a listing?
Well, I think the number one thing is the amount of exposure you put out there and the time and effort you really get to find maybe potential clients or buyers. You never know where it's going to come from. The good thing about it is that I used to live in Center Ridge. He lives in Center Ridge. And I recently moved out to Rockville Center in Nassau. So it's pretty cool because I get to cover mostly of Nassau, and obviously I'm coming back and forth, and he covers mostly of Suffolk too. So it's
yeah, we cover a lot of ground.
Yeah.
And when he talks about exposure, we like to stress to our clients that we're not afraid to spend money on marketing. And we think that's huge, because it's kind of like simple math. The more people that see it, the better chance you have of someone buying the property. So, our Instagram, like you said, has decent following already. We're fairly new, but we put the listings on Instagram, all the main sites, of course. But, we stress social media a lot because the day and age, that's where, the world is heading. Everything's going through social media now. So not only do we stress that it's important for Zillow, Redfin, all those national MLS, international MLS, but we think it's important that, that's what we bring to the table is the social media aspect. We're two young guys, and, we can't stress it enough from first time home buyers, first time home sellers, or, even, the older generation. We like to stress that this is the day and age of social media. So
do you find a lot of people are hesitant to list with you because of your ages, or does that not matter because of what you know?
I don't, that really doesn't matter. I'll be honest with you. I mean, I've seen definitely very young, successful agents and brokers. The other day you had Dan O'Neill on this show, and he's doing a fabulous job. It really doesn't matter. I think it's really important to stress on your presentation to the people and what you have to offer, and your fiduciary duties to them, going and listing the property. The communication is such an important key, whether it's, just following up with them along the process, telling them what's going on, any feedback happening for the open houses. People really they really care about that stuff. They want to know, and if you're genuine with them, they really like you and refer to other people. It's really just how you project yourself and do business.
On our when we go to present for a listing, we like to show, we are two young guys. Social media is big, but some people don't believe in that, like you said. But so we like to prove our knowledge that, he's been doing it, for a couple of years now. I'm fairly new, but, under the right wing, like he brought me under his wing. I learned this stuff quickly. Hands-on learning, you learn quicker than, than opening a book. Just for me personally,
Mike, I would say you're a listings pro already, just from what I'm observing.
Yeah,
so don't discount yourself so quickly as a new agent.
I give all the credit to this guy. Honestly, like I said, I could sit there, open a book, listen to podcasts, but hands-on learning for me was the best. So, before I even had my license, I was going out on showing appointments with him, listing appointments, just to shadow and learn. So, hands-on is big for me. So I think that worked well. And when we go there, we sit down with them. Yeah, we're two young guys, but we know our stuff, and we're able to prove them through, the conversation we have with them and our knowledge. So I think that's important too.
What are some of the struggles that you find as a new agent coming into the business? Because I want to tackle that for our audience that is just getting into the business. And then maybe if you can comment as well, Tyler, what it would take for a new agent to get really started and have a mentor like yourself.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing I feel like when being a new agent, that you can't get discouraged of the whole process. I mean, yes, you have being in real estate, you have to fall in love with the process of it, and you have to have the passion to do what you do. Otherwise, you're going to drag around. You typically don't get paid a normal salary. It's all commission-based salary. So you really have to push yourself, work long hours, and kind of take that sacrifice of, maybe not going out that Friday, Saturday night, learning the industry more. There's no end block to learning the knowledge of real estate. So you can just continue to grow on that aspect of it, keep pushing yourself, and, just consistency. Consistency is huge in this business. And
I know what he would do for me is he would I'm his best friend, so maybe different for other people, but he'd randomly ask me questions throughout the day and quiz me, just what would you do if this happened, or what would you do in this situation, or if he gets a phone call, before he would tell me how he's gonna attack that situation or whatever, he'd ask me first, what would you do? He still does it.
Yeah.
Still tells me, how much would you list this for? He'll ask me first before he gives me his input, which, it gives me a sense of, if for example, if he said, what would you list this house for? He has a number in his head already. If I were to hear that number first, it might alter my perception of it. So he likes to hear what I say first, to see my initial reaction, and that proves if I'm learning or not.
Yeah, and you kind of have to go off the experience of things and learn from your experience along the way, like he was recapping before. And some people, they can't listen to podcasts, they can't read books. I'm not a big reader, to be honest with you. I read a few books, real estate books and all, but you really have to experiment along the way. I joined a team originally from Realty Connect. His name's team Paul Musso. That was his team. I was in there for a couple months. Decided, I'm more of a loner, and I kind of want to just start my own business. I give big props to the Musso team. They're very awesome guys. Paul Musso is a fantastic guy and all. Taught me a lot actually about the industry. And but that being said, it's all about experience, I'd say. And
so you were part of a team, and then you decided to go on your own after gaining all the experience and the know-how. And I'm sure you're very grateful to Paul as well. And good guy, by the way. He's a really good friend.
Yeah, really. Yeah, he's a great guy. What a driven man he is. He'll work 24/7, whatever it is, and such a great guy. And he did teach me a lot along the way. But
Good.
Yeah, I'll be honest. It's just with my schedule in the beginning, I kind of just, because I worked construction with my father. We actually both worked construction too for about 10 years. That's why we have a kind of great knowledge of anything to do with the house, any repairs that need to be done.
It's a plus.
It's definitely a plus. And so I helped my dad along the way a little bit. So I said, So I felt like I'm gonna just go on, do my own thing as a separate agent, and then we teamed up not too long after that. And
So you bring a background of construction into the real estate business, both of you.
yes.
Yeah, his father owned a construction company, a contracting business for what,
42 years now.
42
Nice.
years. So, growing up over the summers when we were 16, 17, we always gave his dad an extra hand coming home from college.
Yeah.
During the summers, we'd work with him, make some extra money. So that's always good to have that in the back of our brains. We go into a house, we could tell someone what to fix up to make the house worth more, which, is always a plus. And then, which is what we're getting into now more and more, is investor properties. His dad flips. We work with a ton of investors. So it's good that, we can go by ourselves to a house and have a ballpark number of how much it's going to take to fix up the house. And, we're able to run the numbers ourselves. So then when we present, send properties to investors, we're not going to waste their time. We're sending ones that make sense.
And there's a ton of investors out there flipping properties left and right. It's amazing. Really is. I've come across a lot of them in the last couple of weeks alone. What about your first-time home buyers? How do you do well with them? Do you offer them any first-time home buyer products?
Well, which is good for us, is our audience right now when we're advertising on Facebook, Instagram, and everything. We're 26 years old. Our age group, everyone's moving out now on our age. So, they see us post something on Facebook or Instagram. Even if they're not ready at that time, they'll direct message us or, send us a message just as a question, just to, they want to get the process started, or they have a few questions here or there, but then we know they're interested, and then we can reach out in a few weeks, say, hey, what's going on? When are you looking to start looking for houses? Stuff like that. So everyone our age is starting to move out now. They see our ads on the social media, and they'll contact us. So that works out good. And we're guys, we played sports growing up and everything, so we know a decent amount of people from all over the island, just from having our names out there through sports in high school and college and stuff.
What's your schedule like on a day-to-day, in your business plans? Again, a little bit of inspiration to help people get together and decide. Like, there's so many people that get into our business, our industry. They spend quite a bit of time on social media. They don't spend quite a bit of time of prospecting or circle prospecting. What is your flavor? What do you bring to the table?
We have a bit of a schedule down. He's a little bit more like blocked into time slots, and I'm kind of like, I kind of like to leave it a little free. But we since he moved out to Rockville Center, we used to live less than a mile away from each other, so we used to see each other all the time. But since he moved, we're on FaceTime. I'd say like 16 out of the 24 hours of the day. 18, we're constantly talking to each other. So what we'll do is we'll plan our day the night before, say what we want to do, what we have to get done. If we have any appointments, most of the time if we have appointments out in Suffolk, I'll just go to him. I'm not going to make him drive out here. Anything out in Nassau, appointment-wise, showing-wise, he'll take care of. But
do you have any other people on your team?
No, just us two.
No, not at the moment, actually. But recently, I'd probably say within the next month, I'm going to get my broker's license and continue that way, get some agents underneath me. Then he'll get his license too when he gets the years in, and then we'll team up that way and really try to take over Long Island, I guess you could say.
Growing our team
not too much of Long Island. Remember, there's still a little bit for me too, right?
Of course.
Okay. We need to work together, don't we?
It'll be a couple, a year or so before I'm able to partner up with him as a broker. So I'll be working under him once he gets his broker license for now. But it'll all work out, and then during the meantime, we'll brainstorm on how we're going to build a team like we see everyone else, O'Neill team, Share team, all those ones, all run by good guys, young guys. So we see ourselves in the same position.
Yeah.
And like them, you have such a good synergy. I could tell between the two of you, just like them, they are running good teams as well, which is nice to see because not too many partnerships really get last. Before one goes on their own, one becomes bigger than the other. And it's nice to have that balance like the two of you have. It really is. Maybe the fact that you're in Nassau and you're in Suffolk helps too.
Yeah, so we don't see each other as much. We get each other's
That's true.
No, but it is really all about game planning and setting your goals and aspirations. I think it's a huge part of the process too, and it goes as little as write your goals on a piece of paper. I mean, just write it down and look at it at night or look at it before you go to bed or in the morning, and it really helps you. It really keeps you in the right mindset to go towards those goals. And that's what we kind of do. We kind of have something planned out. And like you said the night before, I know I'm a little more crazier about it, but I do set my time slots in a way, and I'll wake up, have you have like your personal time during the day, and that just is what it is. And then
what is your personal time? Can you share something about like your routine in the morning that's strictly your routine? Because I talk about this in my classrooms of how important it is to have me time.
Yeah, of course. I like to do it right off the bat, like as soon as you wake up, wake up early. Whether it's I do have a dog as well, so I walk my dog in the morning. Listen to music or listen to a podcast or just try to read and try to just gain some knowledge for that day. Get your mindset ready for the day, and get a good kickstart.
What podcast do you listen to? What motivational speaker do you listen to?
Talk with Joe.
What is it?
I listen to Coffee Talk with Joe.
That's a good one.
I listen to, honestly, again, my journey at the beginning was I was big into wholesaling and all. So I still love him. His name's Sean Terry. Amazing guy. Really describes it and explains the industry well. Obviously, big motivational speakers and just great entrepreneurs like Gary Vee. Just kind of get any inspiration out of nowhere that we see. On social media, we follow like Tony Robbins, just fantastic guys that get you pumped up pretty much. So it's
yeah. It's good to have that me time because that our clientele expects us to be on for them and motivated for them, but who's going to motivate us? So It's good to have just a little bit of an hour and a half of just our time in the morning. I've discovered that in the last couple of years that, now that I'm a family man, it's hard to have that me time, but that's a different type of time, Yeah. But if you're single and you're young and you're listening to podcasts and you're listening to people that are going to motivate you to be successful, it's pretty much what you should incorporate into your daily routine.
Yeah.
Tell me about your technology.
Say it again. It was breaking up a little
bit. Your technology. What do you use as far as technology on your listings?
Well, I want to let him answer this because I call him a grandpa when he comes to technology.
It's okay. It's good to be a grandpa.
He's staring at a phone or a computer like this, and I'm just like, give me that thing, and I'll do it for him real quick.
He's a tech guy, the tech man. Genius behind it.
I just I'm good with computers and stuff like that. I guess it's just the day and age I grew up in. But we have for listings, we use a good photo photography company, comes with drones. Stuff takes those drone photos, which are pretty cool.
Virtual tours.
Virtual tours and stuff like that. So we'll use something along those lines, and then it's basically just standard technology. We use our we're glued to our phones 24/7.
Yeah, we're actually got really big into putting ads on Instagram and Facebook, and if you utilize those right, you'll kind of grab a big audience, and you'll be surprised how well Facebook, all the pages out there, they're selling for Suffolk and all that stuff. You really have to utilize those and take them into consideration because you never know who's looking for a house at some point, and you have to hit all aspects of the market. But like you said, photos I feel like are so huge now. Professional photos, like we've seen, obviously. I don't want to down any realtors. We've seen some people, take pictures of iPhones or not really take too care of it. But to us personally, when we're searching for clients for our buyers, even it kind of just draws people away from showing the property. If they don't have
7 days a week.
What?
Do you guys work 7 days a week?
Yeah.
Yes. That's what I always say. I mean, most of the time we do, but we're always working. We text on our clients 9, 10 at night. Really, we're not. It's not like really, as I'm sure real estate's not a 9 to 5. So
correct.
You could be getting texts from a client 6 in the morning up until 10, 11 at night, you'll still be, texting. Not that it's anything serious, could be just a texting conversation, but you're always on the clock because you always want to be there for your clients. So yeah, it's important to be available 24/7, I think. And if you present that, you need, but like you said, you also need your personal time.
Yeah.
Which
Right.
Yeah. For example, actually, I was working with a beautiful family, and the guy, he actually wound up working like overnights and stuff. So I can really communicate with either like late at night or like really really early in the morning. And actually, he would call me at 2 o'clock in the morning sometimes. But sometimes I will answer. Sometimes I'm obviously sleeping. I don't hear going off. But that's the commitment you need to having clients and giving them that 110% that these are your clients and you'll do anything for them. To fill out those fiduciary duties to them. So it's important.
Yeah, we'll schedule our days where, like, if we don't have appointments or anything that early, showings or listing appointments, we'll take our personal time in the morning just to get it out of the way, and then we'll start working throughout the day, and then 5, 6 o'clock comes. We like to schedule what we call, just between us, we could just call power hours, and that's when we'll do our prospecting. We think 5, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, between 6 and 8 is when we think people are on their phones and available the most. Not at work, they're home, whether it's before or after dinner, just sitting on the couch watching TV. Everyone's got their phone next to them or whatever. So we'll do our prospecting then. We have our own lead sources, CRMs that we'll run through, and we'll hit the expireds for sell by owners, things like that. But yeah, we'll do that a couple times a week, just because we think, just to keep business going, we think it's important.
What is the reaction when you're, just so that a lot of people can probably maybe either sympathize with you or agree with you on this topic, when you're calling people out of the blue, and how do you handle rejection?
I mean, you just have to just keep on moving on and don't get discouraged by it.
Gotta have tough skin.
Yeah, it is what it is. You almost have to be ruthless in a way, in a nice manner, I should say, but you just have to do whatever you got to do. You'll get a no, probably 9 out of 10 no's, until you finally say, okay, yes, let's set up an appointment. And it just is what it is. And that's what you have to have, the passion and the drive to do what we do. And, we love it.
I know both of us. Well, I said I worked at the short sale company, Realty Warehouse. He worked there for a couple months, but we were dialing the phone 500-600 times a day for them. So
you're used to making a lot of phone calls.
Exactly. Yeah. So when we do our power hours for a couple hours, it's really nothing to us, because normally we were dialing the phone for 8 hours straight. Like I said, 500-600 times. So that's kind of where we started, and it makes it you live and you learn. You experiences help the future. So
yeah, it's all about the experience too. And like before that, we worked for this company where we actually had to go door knock on people. So we really have that comfortableness of presenting ourselves in front of people, even face to face, and doing whatever we got to do.
Yeah, it's funny because out of college, or like during college, we were trying to find our place, I guess you could say, in the world, and we were bouncing around from jobs, seeing what we were like. But it's funny because we would go wherever we went together. We worked every job together.
Yes.
We went to this company. He would get in first. I would be working with them a week after, or vice versa.
Right.
We
you don't want him to be alone. He's your best friend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We always make this joke that at our college career fairs, you walk up, there'd be a bunch of tables set up, and you walk up, hand your resume, and kind of present yourself. And every time we went to one, we'd go together, and as we walk up together, handing them both our resumes. We were always.
What was your majors?
Business. We were
business management. Yeah.
We were both business management. We were in the same
good.
classes. We were in all the same classes together.
So you take that experience and you bring it to real estate, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And a lot of people should know what our backgrounds are, because our backgrounds are able to help our clients in their quest to either own something or sell something, and that they're not just dealing with people who went to a real estate school and got past the 75-hour course and took a state exam. A lot of people don't know our backgrounds, which is amazing. And I think that if we spoke our story or gave our story to enough people, they would probably respect our profession a little bit more, wouldn't they?
Yeah, no, I agree.
Of course.
I think another misconception is people think we have a ton of free time. That's definitely not true.
I don't think so.
right away. That's
To make up this broadcast, it took a lot of time.
exactly.
Yeah.
This is part of the business. This is
That's
working.
right. That's right. Well, I foresee a very good future for the two of you. I strongly encourage you become one of the top people in YPN. That's something that I'd like to see you guys get an award, maybe this year or maybe next year. Just vie for that award of being in the top 20 under 40. You certainly made an impression on me. And people think that I just have these all sorts of friendships all over the internet, and I just pick people at random. I pick people at random because they make an impression on me, and when I see them listing a property and then boom, all of a sudden it's sold, boom, all of a sudden it's sold, I see that you don't have to list 100 properties to be a listing pro.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
So maybe I've given people that title. Some people believe I've given that title prematurely, but I don't think so. I think you guys are listing pros.
I appreciate that.
We do appreciate that. Yeah.
Might not have a ton of quantity, but the quality's there. We do quality work.
Yeah, and we have our colleagues in the business that there's a lot of listing pros out there, but I think you guys are going to go very far. I think the next 5 years, what it looks like to me is that you guys are going to dominate your areas and you're going to build up your team successfully.
That's the plan.
That is our goal.
We have our goals, and we plan to achieve them. So.
Well, don't forget the little people here. No, I'm only kidding.
Of course not.
Is there anything else you'd like to add? As we have about 4 minutes left. Any more advice you want to give to somebody just starting out or somebody who's already in the business that'd like to become better?
Based on listings, if you're going to classify us as listing pros, I think the main thing to say to people is to be genuine with people. We went on our last listing appointment, and it was a older couple, but we made them feel comfortable with us, not just two young kids walking in the house trying to make trying to make money. We made them feel comfortable with us and able, provide them with knowledge. We can hammer them with all the social media talk we want, but if we don't prove to that kind of, based on your audience, that kind of audience that we know our stuff and we're knowledgeable, we can hit them with all the social media stuff we want, and it's not going to impress them. So if we could prove, know your audience, be genuine.
And to basically have a good relationship. You go in there, like you just said before, kind of get them to know our background. Get them to feel more comfortable of who they're working with, not just random people. They could have great market exposure, great techniques, but they don't what's the word? They don't relate to that person trying to sell their house.
Right.
So you need to build that trust with your customers and clients that they will trust you to sell your house, because it's one of the probably most important financial assets that someone has in their life. So it's
know your audience, be genuine, be relatable. And
don't definitely don't get discouraged in this business. This business could be very, very stressful, but if you keep your head forward, eyes looking to your goals, don't think of no as, oh my God, don't be afraid of the business. If you hear the word no, just keep pushing on because eventually, you'll make it and you'll be one of the top salesperson out there. With that's what our
no is a good thing, because you're that much closer to the yes. I know you probably heard that a million times. Right? For 10 no's, you get one yes. All that kind of stuff.
True.
What we like to stress is our slogan is 2 is better than 1. So, he's out in Nassau, I'm out in Suffolk. We cover a lot of area. 2 is better than 1. You get double the agent, double the advertising, double the prospecting, double the exposure. Anything you can think of, it's doubled on this side, because, we're both attacking it 100% rather than.
Well, gentlemen, I wish you a very good year ahead of you. Certainly call on me if you ever need anything. And I certainly would call on the two of you if I ever needed something.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you for being my guest this week on
Thank Thank you for having
And
me.
A lot of
I
fun.
hope that, and I wish you both much success in your career. And I really want to see you get that YPN award soon. So
We will. And
look
when
for
we're
that.
getting
Join YPN, become involved in your association, and we'll talk soon. Okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Joe. I really appreciate it again.
Thanks, Joe.
You got it, Tyler, Michael. Wish you good luck and everything. Look at that, friends to the end.
Meigel and LaCava.
It's good to see that. All right, guys, take care. Have a good week ahead.
Have a good one.
Bye bye.
All right, bye now.